What's up, guys? Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. We appreciate you guys for watching. I'm Jay Money. That's my guy, Jordan Sharp. That's my guy, Junior Browne. We encourage you guys to like and subscribe the video. Head over to sbr.com, at sportsbookreview.com. Check out the odds. We'll start having picks on there. Obviously, baseball starts, I think, today, tomorrow, baseball starts. We're going to have NBA starting here pretty soon, WNBA. So make sure you guys go and check out all those articles over there. What's up, Jordan? Everything good with you, brother? How's your day going?
Yep, pretty good so far. Just trying to grind. Looking forward to these scrimmages here in a few hours. Gonna hopefully answer a few questions I think we have lingering left over from not only this past the season before it got paused, and then also now as we start back up. I think there's just kind of multi-layer, faceted questions. Hopefully we get some answers to them. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to today for sure. How about you, Junior? What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, same thing. You guys know my feelings on exhibition games, but I'm gonna be watching because it's fall.
Yeah.
It's on. How could I not watch it? As much as I love to talk shit that I don't watch those games, it's impossible for me to not watch basketball after so long, man. I actually was gonna go hoop this morning, but got a little tied up with some personal stuff, so can't wait to watch these guys get back to work.
Yeah, man. Hey, Junior, don't say that now because I know how to ball now. I get you out there on that court. You know what I'm saying? One of those,
Yo,
hey,
we
we're
gotta
gonna have
do
to
that
put it
one
on
day, Jay.
live.
We might
We're
have
One
to
of
gonna have
these
to
take
put
days,
it on
yeah, we
live or
definitely need
something.
a show game.
Hey, I'm about that, man. I'm about that hooping, man. Gabriel, stop playing, man. I don't see no
We get a
lines,
we get a
nowhere.
mean game of
Gabriel
21
Hernandez.
going on between the three of us, and we could get odds on it. I'm sure we could. The chat would be throwing down hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, on that 21 game. We need to get that going someday. I don't know how we're gonna
Hey,
triangulate all three of us being in different locations, but we'll figure it out.
and Jordan, and see, we play 25 here where I'm at. We play
Oh, okay.
25. It's just like 21, but we go 25. But yeah, I'm the king of that, Jordan. I don't like taking no L's, man. And that I'm a true competitor, man. But yeah, I just want to say what's up to some guys in the chat. Got ESPN Junior here, Just Jordan, Gabriel Hernandez. We got Catch Caleb. We got Holden Lagrange. I hope I ain't saying it wrong. Game Theory. What's up, Triple Beam Dream? So we got some of our key guys in here, man. I know we had almost 1,000 views on the last video, so we appreciate you guys. I thought a lot of people forgot about us, man. You know what I'm saying? I know we're out to map, know it ain't no real games going on, but I was still surprised to see that many people tune in. So we still appreciate all you guys. We got 4 scrimmages today, man. I know I'm gonna be watching every game twice. Got them all recorded on League Pass and on NBA TV, man. We got on the Magic versus Clipper and Gabriel. He's saying that the Nuggets a lot versus the Wizards. We know that the Wizards are a depleted team right now. I hadn't seen any lines anywhere. I can't bet. I don't know if you guys have seen some lines, but I hadn't seen any lines anywhere. Nothing official. So if so, somebody probably just kind of making up something like, hey, they 3.5 over. Which one you want to take? But we got the first game we got starting at 3 o'clock Eastern on the Magic versus the Clippers. So I just want to go through this one, to talk about what we might see. Like I say, obviously we're not betting on having any lines, but obviously we're ramping things back up. I want to see how these teams look, man. I want to everything. I'm gonna be watching for everything. Who looks fat? Who like they're not interested? What teams like they just don't care? And I think we're gonna be able to tell here pretty soon. So the good thing is we get 2 or 3 scrimmages from each team to see, what their mindset is, see how these players getting back into shape. So, what you think about this first game, Junior, the Magic versus Clippers? What you think we're gonna see in this one? We know Patrick Beverly has left the bubble. We know Montrezl Harrell has left the bubble. So the Clippers, they're not the type of team that's just gonna go head first anyway. Their players, may not even play that much. We know that it's half and half, Junior, because the coach is gonna want to get the players some shake some of the rust off, but then you don't want to just throw them back out there, and these aren't real games at that. So you probably see them maybe play around 10, 15 minutes. I know that's one thing I'll be interested to see how much these players, what the playing time will be like. Junior, what you thinking on this first one, Magic versus Clippers?
I think that Doc Rivers, being a veteran coach, he's in the well. First of all, everybody that just watches basketball knows that the Clippers are in championship or bust mode. They're missing the guys you mentioned, Pat Bev. They're missing Montrezl Harrell, and they're also missing Zubac, right? So they literally have no big men on the team. So we might see the re-emergence, if you want to call it, of Joakim Noah's corpse. Now, the last time we seen Joakim Noah, he was basically a retired player still getting big checks. I feel like the Clippers brought him in as a veteran presence. You know he's a good locker room guy, gets along with his teammates, works hard. Probably just, you know what I'm saying, just for that extra veteran presence. But now he's going to have to actually get a couple minutes. I'm really actually interested to see that because, again, I'm sure some people are probably snickering like, Joakim Noah, dog, what are you even talking about? But let's not forget, Joakim Noah in his heyday was a Defensive Player of the Year. Joakim Noah is a dude that, if you remember those Bulls teams he played on, which is not as long ago as we might think, he was the number 2 player on a team that used to go toe-to-toe with LeBron. So if you could get anything out of him, I think that gives the Clippers a pretty solid front line. Other than that, get in the Morris twin that they acquired before the suspension of play, getting him some minutes, getting him some shots up. You know the Morris boys are never seen a shot they didn't like. So just getting them, just getting all these the fringe guys some minutes and seeing what kind of role you could plug them into once the big boys come home. Expect some Lou Williams buckets out here because Lou Williams is just a walk-in bucket. But I mean, other than that, because and notice I'm not really talking about Orlando because I don't know about you guys, but we pretty much know what the Orlando story is, right? They're going to play these 8 games. They're going to lose in the first round, and that's just really going to be that. So as far as Orlando, we might see a lot of their rotation players actually play some real minutes today because what are they saving them for? You know what I mean? So it's one of the main reasons why I was kind of hesitant to even think about investing in these types of games because you actually have no idea who's going to play and how many minutes they're going to play. So I think that today is going to set the tone for us as handicappers for the rest of the week and how we're going to look at these games moving forward.
Right. The way I used to look at them is you know who the players are. You look at the bottom half of the team, see who has like the better bench, who has the more depth, because then you know who's going to get most of the playing time. All the stars, you really can't match them up. This is a prime game where it's like if it was the preseason, this is the game where you take the Magic and it's a game where they just pretty much care more. The Clippers just like, oh, we don't really care. We're just going through the motions. The Magic coming out like, no, we're trying to win. We're trying to finally beat a team that we usually can't beat. So this is one of those in preseason or somewhere you look at the depth and you say, hey, look, this team is going to play more of their guys. This one is really going to play like the bottom, like real quick. So what you thinking, Jordan, on this one? I know we was talking about this one a little earlier. What you think about with the whole Zubac situation? Clippers might not have a whole lot of bigs. Honestly, they didn't have a whole lot of bigs to begin with. Then you lose Harold, then you lose your star center. I mean, then you lose Pat Beverly. You're not pushing Kawhi Leonard to the balls to the wall, him or Jordan. I'm telling you, that's not going to happen right now.
Yeah, I think Junior broke this down pretty good. I don't think I have to add too much for because I think you're exactly right. I think you have 2 coaches who are going to look at this extremely different. I'll start on the Magic side. I looked before we started the show. It looks like John Isaac and Markelle Fultz are going to sit this scrimmage out. So that answers that question. I'm interested to see, like Junior said, how much they do play their starters because you have to think that they're going to just use these as glorified preseason games, kind of ramp up, get the guys ready to play. Get them to a point where they're not playing heavy minutes, but still playing starters minutes, and just hope nobody gets injured and get out of Orlando or go home from the bubble where they currently are without any injuries. But the Clippers, I'm a little interested in that big man situation, obviously, because I think it's more so not what's going to happen today. Because like Junior said, they got Keith Morris. They'll go small, play with him. They just got JaMychal Green into the bubble a few days ago. I'm assuming he's going to play. He's another big that's underrated, I think, on their team and is pretty talented in my opinion, playing the 4 or the 5. And then Noah, they're going to get the 15, 20 minutes out of him when he's healthy. He has not looked great recently, but I think it's mostly been because of his injury history and just things are just catching up to him. And once again, it's a Tom Thibodeau player who played heavy minutes under that regime and is starting to break down early in their career. That's all I'll say about that. But I think the more interesting thing you have to look for the Clippers here is like, what do they look like now? Because if we get to this time next week and let's just say Zubac hasn't made his way to the United States, Montrezl Harrell may be back, but he may be in that 4-day quarantine period. Like, are we going to be looking at them actually playing on the 30th against the Lakers with Joakim Noah as their starting center? So I think that much is what I'm going to be looking for from them on this scrimmage is what do they look like in those small ball lineups with Green or Keefe starting at the 5 or Noah playing and seeing what he has left in the tank. That's going to give you a great indication against what they're going to look like against the Lakers in a week or 8 days or whatever it is, because let's be honest, the Lakers got a mad, nasty front line. Like, they're not going to be able to hold up in that game at all if they don't have at least Zubac or Harrell to contribute.
Right, man. I'm not a big fan of Joakim Noah. Ever since Florida, really, I've never been a fan of him. I mean, he was with the Bulls. They had some good teams, damn good defensive teams as well. But I mean, I think that his time is pretty much, and that's just my opinion. It'd be interesting to see today if he plays whatever or how good he looks. But I mean, especially with him being out for that long period of time, we'll see, man, how he looks today. There's little stuff like that I'm really gonna be watching because I think that that's just one of the guys. It's like a Tyson Chandler, And I was just thinking in my head that they're gonna pretty much be like the Rockets today with small ball lineup, like you say, have Morris at the 5. I look at them the same way. They have Noah pretty much just like Tyson Chandler. They just have him on the team as a roster spot. Never have any attention on using him really. Maybe on the inbound pass late in the game. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. So I'm not sure about Noah. I think like you say, Jordan, you said something there. That boy ran them boys. You saw it with D Rose, with Luol Deng. With Joakim
Dang
Noah.
was the big one. Yeah, that's the guy I always cite when it comes to Tom Thibodeau running guys in the ground is Luol Deng.
Yeah, Deng was nice, man. I'm talking about he was going back and forth with LeBron. And defense, he was a good two-way player that nobody ever talked about, man. And just ran them boys in the dirt. But you got to think, Jordan, they ain't have no bench, really. They ain't have nobody. Them boys was 8 deep, really. But appreciate y'all in the chat, man. ZC Dina, we got OG Williams, Judge Jordan. Luffy D Monkey say watching from India. He following from India, bro. He probably watching a whole different time. My guy set his alarm up at night. You know what I'm saying? Middle of the night is why we appreciate. I don't know what time it is over there in India, but we appreciate you tuning in. 11:11, man. Make a wish too, man. Make a wish. So we got some more players out too, guys. Russell Westbrook he's cleared from the coronavirus. We know I told y'all last show, man. Y'all ain't keeping him down. He's a straight dog. Justice Winslow, Jordan, he out for the season. He came back. I'm thinking he gonna add something to the Grizzlies. He could possibly run a little stretch for us. So you might could put Jalen, what's his name? Jaren, what's he called? You may could put him at the 5 and Johnson, put him at the 5 and then put Winslow at the 4. He's going to be out now with a hip. Some guys just seem injury prone, Junior. Doesn't Justin Winslow seem like one of those guys that just can't seem to get over the injury bug?
It makes me sick, bro. He's like, who's starting to look like that too? Marvin Bagley. You heard that he's out now?
Yeah.
These guys are made of glass, dog.
A couple of Greg Odens.
Justice Winslow has so much potential. I feel like last year when they played him at point guard, they really unlocked a lot of his future potential. But he's like 6'8". He could play the point. Can't really shoot, but he's got his corner three. He's gotten a little better. Actually, on that, if you look at that Grizzlies roster, he's probably one of the 3 most talented players they have, and now they can't use him. That's whack, dog. It's whack.
Yeah, they got him for essentially nothing in the trade deadline. I mean, yeah, they traded away a few rotation players, and then obviously Iggy, who hadn't contributed all year for him, so it was just like, okay, whatever. But I mean, Winslow, that stinks because I really thought he like Junior said, he was going to give them a lot of lineup flexibility down on the bubble, and now I'm a little concerned about the Grizzlies now. If Zion gets back and Portland makes a run, like all these teams in the Western Conference that are chasing the Grizzlies, man, I just don't feel good about it. But it's John Morant's talented enough, Jaren Jackson Jr. is talented enough to carry them. It's just a question of all these teams now that are restocked and reloaded now, way more than they were in March, are going to be able to catch them. It just sucks for them. I will say this though, the Bagley injury hurts because now we're talking about teams that don't have any bigs. Like Rashawn Holmes is still in quarantine for going to pick up his Postmates. He's probably not going to play anytime soon. They don't have hardly any bigs down there right now. They're going to have to be playing Harry Giles heavy minutes. I love Harry Giles, but they're going to be in trouble too without Bagley. That does stink for him, though. I'm a little disappointed for him in that aspect. But you're right. I mean, he's just going to be tied to being injury prone, and hopefully not being drafted ahead of Luka is hopefully not his career calling card. Unfortunately, right now it is though.
Hey, yo, that Postmates thing though. Y'all see that memo that the NBA sent out where they're like, make sure y'all answer the door wearing appropriate clothes. What's popping in the bubble? They were just wilding in the bubble. These dudes.
It only take one person though. It only takes one person.
2 months without women, they're already losing their minds after a week.
Yeah. I told you, the young guys gonna start to lose their mind, man. I'm telling you. I know I was in the house starting to lose my mind. I mean, I went by myself, got my girl and stuff, but still, man, just the isolation. I mean, you feel like you're in I don't want to get to the whole jail thing, but you really do feel like you're in jail at some point. You know what I'm saying? It's just being isolated. The fact that, I mean, you ain't around people and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a whole nother conversation. But Winslow, I really do feel like they're going to miss Crowder. I feel like Crowder gave them that type of toughness. I mean, you've seen him hit game-winning shots, all that type of stuff. So when they got Winslow, I was like, okay, maybe Winslow can come in. And I know he's a good player. I know that he can be the top 3 on the team. I just thought that, I mean, obviously, we said it when it happened. He has to stay healthy. I mean, damn, man, that was quick, bro. Y'all boys just out there practicing. You boys get hurt in practice, bro. Don't go that hard, man. But maybe you need to sit out or something. But it's going to be tough. But they are going to miss Crowder. They are definitely going to miss Jay Crowder. Let's talk about this next game, man. Yeah, we're going to get to the Bagley because the last game is the Kings versus Heat. We're going to talk about that. That's going to be interesting there. Wizards versus Nuggets. My guy, Gabriel, I'm going to tell you something, my guy. If I could take like Junior said, we don't know exactly who's gonna play, but the Wizards are a totally depleted team. We do know that it's gonna be one of them where they kind of sort of just come and playing it out, where they just come in hooping. Their bubble experience is not gonna be like everybody else. They'll be there real short, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? The shortest stay there. They're pretty much just there just because they kind of sort of have a chance. But Bill not going. Really, if I was a Wizard, I would just sit it out, in my opinion. But the Nuggets, I mean, as deep of a team they are, in my opinion, it doesn't matter who they play today. I think 3.5 for the Nuggets. I mean, I'm not just saying no. I'm just talking to Gabriel. He say he got a line on it, but I think that the Nuggets gonna wipe the floor with the Wizards tonight, as long as they want to. As long as they want to. I mean, because you got to think the Nuggets are one of, and I remember in the preseason as well, I think they went undefeated in the preseason this year. They have one of the deepest teams. You got guys coming off the bench, man. I'm telling you, they could be starting on other teams, man. Especially you got players like Jeremy Grant. You got Monte Morris. You got Mason Plumlee, Michael Porter Jr. When Porter Jr. is a baller, Jordan. Porter Jr. is a baller. And he gonna get some minutes tonight, and you're gonna see him go for at least, I think, 20 points tonight, man. I don't see nobody that's gonna stop him. Thomas Bryant did get cleared from the coronavirus, but like I say, no Bill out there for the Wizards. They're gonna have Hachimura, they don't have Bertans, your boy Jordan. They don't have your boy out there, your sniper. What you think the Wizards gonna be like tonight,
Bertans,
Jordan?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, for the Nuggets, the biggest problem for them right now is I don't know who's going to be on the court for them because I think Gary Harris and Torrey Craig they've been cleared from the bubble, but they haven't passed like all their physical testing yet. I think it's something to do with like cardiac testing or something for both of those is what I'm reading right now. So I doubt those two are going to play. The other question of if Monte Morris and Michael Porter play, I think because they hadn't arrived as of 3 or 4 days ago either. So I don't even know who. To be honest, there hasn't been much reporting of who is in the bubble and who is not in the bubble for the Nuggets, other than like obviously when Jokic was cleared and he got cleared to return. So that's there's a lot of questions surrounding them right now. I will hope there is some news within the next few hours on who is going to be able to suit up for them in the scrimmage or not. But it seems like they were one of the teams that was heavily affected by COVID-19. So another kind of thing where I'm watching this just to see who plays and who doesn't play and if they have any updates on anybody.
Right. My thing, the way I'm looking at it is, if they don't say someone has it, because see, we have the official roster. The way I'm looking at it is, if they don't say someone has the virus, and they don't say that someone's left it, and look at the roster, I look at it as eBay. I hope they ain't mine. But Junior, what you think about this game, Wizards versus Nuggets?
Hey, Jack, I don't know if you just asked me a question.
Junior, can you hear me, Junior? The Wizards versus Nuggets.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm assuming you just asked me about the breakdown of this game. Something Jordan just said. Gary Harris and Torrey Craig, they're not playing. Michael Porter Jr. is not playing either. So Jamal Murray's probably going to have to play because they don't really have that many guards left just at all. It sucks that Michael Porter Jr. is not going to play, though, because like Jay very accurately described, he's a baller. Before he got hurt, he was the number 1 player in the nation, and he was expected to be the number 1 pick in the draft until he messed up his back. So it would be really nice to see him get some minutes. If they could get the most out of Michael Porter Jr., that changes the whole dynamic of their team. Because you guys both know this very well. I don't believe in this team. I'm not a really big believer in them. I just think that when your best player is a pass first 7-foot center who sometimes he looks interested, sometimes he doesn't. I'm not really 100% sure how far that could take you in the playoffs. And again, not questioning his skills. Jokic is one of the most skilled big men ever in his short career. So don't think I'm questioning his skills. But if y'all watch the World Championships, Serbia should have won the gold medal, and they didn't because he did not show up to play. In the first half of the season, y'all not going to tell me this man was not out of shape. He was out of shape. He played his way into shape and got into shape closer to like All-Star game. Mm-hmm. You want me to believe in that? I can't really do that. So I'm going to be interested to see what Denver looks like because Mike Malone is serious. Their coach is about his business. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of attitude the players have. Don't got much to say about the Wizards. Shout out to Bertans for making a business decision. Tore his ACL twice in his career. Not about to risk all that money he's about to make next summer for a team that's going nowhere. So I understand him not playing. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that got something to do with Bill saying I'm sitting out as well, man, because he might not even be back with them boys. He might not even be back with him, man. Or you know what I'm saying? If I was Bill, I'm gone, man. I went to the Lakers or somebody. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? Because in today's game, you can't just say, "Oh, I want my money," because you're gonna get your money no matter where you go. You can win and you can get your cheddar, man. I'm tired of. I know this here, all of us. I mean, you're a baller. You don't like losing, man. Nobody wants to lose. I don't care if you're the richest. You got the richest contract in the NBA. You don't want to sit up there and lose. Guess what? The other team, you might take a few losses of millions, but it's still gonna be up there. You know what I'm saying? My guy says, Stu Chaos said, man, without Birdie and Bill, my team has nothing. We can be scrappy, but we don't have any leadership. We know without Bill, it's going to be tough, man. But, yeah, even without no MPJ, man, yeah, Joker's lost a lot of weight. He did. He said, Jay Money, they got lines at Penny. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out. But I probably won't be forcing it, man. I probably won't be forcing it. I'm sure if you can, they'll have some live lines or something. But, yeah, I still think the Nuggets, I mean, even with them out, the Nuggets they throw out there, they play a little bit of defense. They carry even just a little bit. 5 point easy. I mean, I think that one could get out of hand pretty easy as long as the Nuggets come. Even the players out there. In my opinion, the Nuggets had this last time I said about this game. In my opinion, the Nuggets had to have the mindset of we don't have home court advantage. We're not going to have that in our arsenal. We have to get used to playing on the road. We got to come out here. I mean, even against this weak opponent, come out with the right type of mindset to where we can't be BSing around because we've seen even the Nuggets with all their players out there, even in the regular season. Even in their home arena, come out there BSing with teams that they shouldn't have lost to. I mean, we've seen them lose as a 12-point home favorite, lose straight up. So they got to come out there with the intensity. Come out, we can't lose. We got to learn how to play in this bubble on the road because, I mean, we're going to have to make this our home arena. So in my opinion, type of team like the Nuggets, a type of coach like Mike Malone, you can't really come in here playing around, even if this is the first game in a while. Come in with a sense of urgency. And, I mean, we'll see which like I said, this will tell us a lot how teams are thinking and getting ready. Because if there's a game, I want to win. It's that simple. There's no, we just coming out BS and I'm trying to get the dub. I don't care if it's with the bottom of the bench out there. It's pretty much just that simple. I know if I feel like that, they feel the same way too, especially if you're trying to get crowned champion. So we got it's gonna be 2 more games. One at 7 p.m. Eastern, Pelicans versus Nets. My guy Wham has a good point. I mean, we can't just write the Wizards off yet because the Nets, they are another depleted roster as well. All their pretty much stars are sitting as well. So it's not totally impossible that the Wizards could go and catch the Nets, but the way they're sitting, it kind of would have to be a lot that go wrong. They would pretty much have to lose every game, which is still possible as well. But we got the Pelicans versus the Nets, and this is one where I told a guy on Twitter, he's saying the gym's going to be – I told, hey, I'd be taking the Pelicans tonight, bro. I'm telling you that right now. That's what I mean. No Zion, I'll be taking the Pelicans way to run the gun. I think that the Nets wouldn't have enough scoring. Obviously, certain players might sit. You know what I'm saying? You have to look that deeper into it if you are betting it. But just from my glance, I would be taking the Pelicans over the Nets. Nets one of them going to be one of the fade teams here in the near future. Junior, what you think? I know you wrote an article about this. What you think about this Nets game? They got a depleted roster, don't you think, Junior?
Yeah, man. Fading the Nets heavy when actual lines come out. I've said this before. They have nothing to play for. What are they playing for? They got a coach that's probably not going to be around next year. The guys that they're going to put on the court for this, NBA restart, more than half of them are not going to be around next year. So what are we even watching? You feel me? Like, whereas the Pelicans have everything to play for. Yeah, Zion's not going to be there, but that ain't nothing new. He's only played 19 games this season. This Pelicans team has got a lot of young guys that are trying to make a name for themselves in the NBA, if you really just think about it. I don't see, when I look at the Pelicans roster, we talk about this a lot on the show. I don't see guys on that team that are just like, yeah, whatever, like with the nonchalant attitude. I see dudes that are trying to win every game that they play. It doesn't always work out that way. But I see dudes that put in effort. I see dudes that are trying to make a name for themselves. I see guys trending in the opposite direction that I see from the Nets, which is just a bunch of guys thrown together because they had to put something together because the season restarted. I think for the Nets, the quicker the season is done, the better for them from their perspective. They're not going to say that, obviously, but yeah, they don't want no parts of the season.
What you think, Jordan? Yeah, no, they can't come out and say that, man. Especially if they want their money. If you want your money, you going down there to the bubble. And honestly, if you the Nets, and you just like, man, I'm gonna go. We just gonna be there for 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be a couple days. I'm be there, baby. Don't worry, I'll be back a couple weeks. I know they might be there some months, but we just gonna be there a couple weeks. A little vacation. I'll be back at the house. I still be getting paid after it. The vacation, we can go plan a vacation. I'll be back soon. We be watching the playoffs. What's up, Jordan? What you think about this Nets and Pelicans game? The Pelicans are pretty much wiped them up and down the floor, pretty much. Where the Nets scoring gonna come from? Because they already had trouble scoring. No Dinwiddie. I mean, come on, bro. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, no disrespect to guys like Joe Harris, and I mean, but outside of Karis LeVert, this team has absolutely nothing. Offensively, if you look at the best 5 players who are going to be on the floor for both teams in the scrimmage tonight, the Pelicans have 4 out of 5 of the best players, and that's without Zion, who's potentially their franchise star of the future. I mean, I was just watching the Pelicans highlights on NBA TV before we got on here, and just all the 30-point games BI was dropping around December and January. I mean, if he picks right back up, and you got Lonzo Ball, who was playing, honestly, I mean, and people hate on Lonzo Ball all the time. I think it's mostly because of his last name and not because of the way he plays. Like, yeah, he's got a little rough around the edges, but he still was turning in some pretty good performances there once they got Zion back, and there wasn't a whole lot of pressure on him to score and just be a facilitator and a defender. I mean, they have just too much firepower. They have Drew Holiday out there. They have Derek Favors out there, which, I mean, they could probably sit those guys and still win this game. So definitely not betting on it just because, like Junior said, it's just a scrimmage game. Like, just be patient. Wait another week. There's real basketball coming here pretty soon. But if you do, it'd be very hard for me to take points in any avenue with the Brooklyn Nets tonight in the scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm going to have to hook up with my guys, man. My guys, they got some – I don't know, man. I hadn't made any bets in a while, and I ain't forcing it, but – if the Nets or the Wizards take my money tonight, man, if I can get some bets down, man, I'm having a little chat on the Nuggets and the Pelicans, man. Just some little fun. Just because I ain't did nothing in a while, man. So if I can hook up with somebody and y'all got a betting account somewhere, y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we'll get to it. Y'all hit me up on Twitter, man. Y'all know, hey, y'all hit me up. I like to bet now, man. I ain't did it in 3 months, so. I did go to the casino, man. I went to the casino. I lost some money. My girl, she won back money for me, so I appreciate her. One more game. We got the Kings versus the Heat. So, yeah, but the casino is not the same, man. It's betting on them games. It's not the same, man. I'm taking betting on the games all the time. I don't like to every time trying to see if I win, taking my money $1 at a time and stuff, man. Get that casino stuff. But Kings versus the Heat, man. It's the last game tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. Kings, they're not gonna have Bagley out there. He out with the foot. Hopefully he's not one of them injury prone guys, or Greg Oden or something. I don't know if these guys got to get surgery or what, but just go ahead and get right before y'all come back, man. And it's Bagley foot been messed with. That's why I say it's the same. If it's the same nagging injury, I don't know if you need to get a new foot or what, man, a mechanical one or something, bro. But something's not right with Bagley foot, man. What's going down, bro? Every time you come back, bro. Come on, man, you too nice. I just don't like when it be somebody that's nice. You know what I'm saying? You nice, and you can't even see it, man. The Brandon Roys, the Greg Oldens, you know what I'm saying? The injury post there is tough, man. But what y'all think, man? What you think, Jordan? With this is the last one we're gonna talk about today: the Kings versus the Heat. What you think we'll see tonight? We know the Heat in their home state, they hadn't played well away from the road. I mean, even when they went and played down at Orlando Magic, away from the road, they're away from the house, their home arena is not the same. Jordan, what you think we're gonna see tonight with the Kings versus the Heat? Probably be a nice little fast-paced game.
Yeah, I mean the biggest story that's going to come out of this, because I mean nobody really cares about the Kings. They half their roster may sit out. You know, I think Harrison Barnes is still up in the air for them too. So it's like there's just way too much uncertainty surrounding the Kings. But and I know Junior is going to love this. Like, what are the Heat going to look like in this venue? Like, are they going to just come right back and start clicking like a team that looked like they could maybe give one of those top tier Eastern teams a run for their money in the second round? Or are they going to look like they did during most of their road games, which was just absolutely fade city, especially early on in games in this first quarter and this first halves? Like, I don't know what Miami team we're going to get, because now I believe they're not going to have Kendrick. They still don't have Kendrick Nunn and Bam Adebayo, who tested positive for coronavirus. So they're definitely not going to have them tonight. Well, once again, are we going to get a week from now or next week this time and still not have those guys in there? I mean, that could not having Bam is absolutely crushing. They have enough guard depth they could get by without Nunn, who's absolutely been outstanding this year, who'd be the rookie of the year if it wasn't for Zion and Ja Morant. But that's what I'm basically looking for tonight from Miami is A, how do they look? B, what does their depth look like without it, potentially without two starters in real games here coming up pretty soon, and just what their chemistry is looking like here, because we know when they're away from American Airlines Arena, they look bad.
Right, exactly. And that's what I was telling you guys on the other show. That's what I'm be trying to see. What did he look like now? I mean, it has to be some type of gray area, because we know they play so well at the house and they play so terrible on the road. It's got to be some. We got to see some. Are they still somewhat of that good team that we saw at the house? And I got to hear what Junior got to say, because this is the Heat man right here. No matter what none of us say, I want to see what the Heat man say. What's up, Junior?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I'm sure y'all did the same thing. With all this time off, I had a chance to go back over my plays, just kind of figure out, mistakes that I made and whatnot. And I just feel like I made a lot of money in the beginning of the season betting on the Heat, but that really tailed off after December. And I feel like they're really going to be affected by this no crowd, random venue type thing, because when you watch the way that they play on the road, there's no logical explanation for why they don't win games. Like, it just looks like a lack of effort. And if you're just asking me my opinion, it just looks like a lack of effort. It looks like they just kind of take certain teams for granted, and they just show up thinking they're going to win, and they don't really get the effort that's necessary. And if you look at their roster, the roster's not that talented. Like, so that to me is a bad sign. Like, if you take away Jimmy Butler, because I know some people might hear me say they're not that talented. If you take away Jimmy Butler, who's a borderline superstar, who's the next star that they have even? Forget about superstar. Who's the number 2 guy on the team that's even a star? They don't even have one. Goran Dragic has star ability, but he's older now. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even start. He comes off the bench behind Kendrick Nunn. I'm not the biggest Kendrick Nunn fan, for the simple fact that I don't like point guards that don't like to pass. Kendrick Nunn is really fond of shooting a lot. I'm not really too excited about that. I am excited to see what Tyler Hero looks like. I feel like Hero is the type of dude that was working on his game. I mean, I don't know if you guys follow him on IG. He got a pretty bad little girlfriend that he's always on these yachts with, that living that South Beach life.
That he gonna miss, right, Junior?
Hey, you saw that, right? Like, him and his girlfriend been I don't blame him, man. She's a strong one. His girl's a strong one, but I feel like Tyler Hero, he has all-star potential. He's been a baller since high school. He was a baller at Kentucky. I mean, in Kentucky, it's kind of hard to shine because everybody on the team is an All-American coming out of high school, so you got to share the load. But I feel like Tyler Hero has a lot of potential moving forward, so he's what I'm going to keep my eye on. But to answer y'all question, I'm leaning more towards faith in the Heat than invested in the Heat. I don't really believe that they're going to have a lot of success playing in a neutral site. I really don't.
Yeah, without Bam,
Yeah,
I think
and
Bam's the answer to that question. Though, by the way, is who's their second best player? I think it's Bam
Yeah,
Adebayo, but he's
I
not like
apologize.
20
Bam,
points per
Bam.
game type of
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. I
you
apologize to all
forgot
the Heat
about
fans
Bam
because
Junior.
But he
What?
ain't
Bam is a
there,
You
and
the
defensive.
he's
one
not.
told
I'm
He's not.
saying
me.
And who
Bam
knows
is.
if he's going to be
Hold
there
on.
next week?
Nah, hold on. Junior one told me about Bam. You forgot about your boy or what? You
I
forgot
did,
about
I
your
did, I
boy?
did. Because Bam is a defensive player of the year
He's
candidate, so
emerging.
I
Yeah,
apologize for
he's
that.
just first time All Star
Because
this year, right? Like I mean, he's still
yeah,
he
yeah,
hadn't
yeah.
reached his peak yet.
I was
Jam,
buying stock
Junior
in
told
Bam and
me.
people laughed at me.
Junior told
They
me.
laughed at me.
Junior say, I don't know if you know about Bam, but Bam is a bad
Yeah,
boy. You know what I'm saying? So I
He
started
is.
yeah.
watching him. Ever since Junior said that, I started watching him. I said, okay, he nice. Junior opened up my eyes to him. So you can't forget about the boy, man.
But at the same
Nah,
time, fellas, though, offensively, he's still kind of raw, right? He's more of like a
Sure.
defensive
Yeah.
player, a really good passing big man. His passing is underrated. He's like a jack of all trades, but do we know that that's going to work in the playoffs? Until I see him do it, I can't call him a star. I got to see him do it first. So, but I apologize for forgetting about my boy because I'm all in on Bam. I love his game.
No, you all right. You ain't got to apologize. I'm just messing with you, man. He's definitely not a conventional NBA the big man. You know what I'm saying? NBA big man these days because he can't really shoot like that. We know the big men. Dirk really changed the whole game. 7-footers. If you really pass 6'9", I mean, they want you to shoot threes and stuff now, or at least be able to shoot that good
Yeah.
little 20-footer, little 15-footer, little mid-range game. And Bam ain't doing all that. He's little. You throw that lob up, or I'm getting a putback or layup. That's about it. I'm getting rebounds and blocks, but I mean that's what that's what they need. They got enough shooters over there, really. So I mean it's really, but I just what the last time I'm gonna say, I really think that the young guys, like I said the other day, I think it's gonna start to affect them, man. If I'm away from my girl for a week, I'm gonna start to trip out, man. So we're gonna see. We'll start going down. Hopefully nobody start going to the other side and all this other stuff, man. It's a whole nother conversation, man. But you say, you know what I'm saying, you guys can say your closing remarks. That's pretty much it for today's show. You tell them where they can find you at, Jordan. You know, so tell them what you're gonna be looking for tonight, and we're gonna holler at you guys tomorrow. What's up, Jordan? What you think you gonna what's the main thing you're looking for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, of the 4 teams that are like surefire, playoff teams tonight, or I guess the 3 that are surefire teams in the Clippers, Nuggets, and Heat, I definitely want to look and see how they look and who they're playing, who's still out. Hopefully get some updated news on some of the guys that could or could not be joining them within the next week. And then I really want to see the Pelicans tonight without Zion because, we don't know when he's going to return right now. And when he does return, he's got to go through a 4-day quarantine period and then probably get ramped back up a little bit with some practice time too. So there's a potential he misses that first game. And I mean, like the Pelicans were above 500 with him. They were 18-27 without him this year. And their defensive stats, their rebounding stats, points in the paint stats, all improved exponentially with Zion on the court. So I'm really interested to see. Obviously, it's the Nets, so can't gauge too much from that right now, but I really am going to be interested to see what they look like without him because if that's a possibility there without Zion this time next week, I think you definitely have to handicap that game, their first game, differently on opening night.
Exactly. Well, what's the main thing you're gonna be watching for, Junior?
I'm going to be watching to see how trash the Nets look because even though it's easy to say on paper they look bad, these guys could come out and show a lot of heart. You kind of don't really know how that's going to go. Remember, in the beginning of the season, I was convinced that Charlotte would be terrible, and they kind of hung around because all their players play hard. So if they come out and show some heart, maybe I might have to walk that back a little bit. I'm going to be interested to see what. By the way, that reminds me. One of my friends came at me the other day talking about, yeah, but they just signed Jamal Crawford. Son, if you're talking to me about Jamal Crawford in the year 2020. Please, guys. My man got drafted in the 2000 draft. Let's settle down a little bit, all right?
Did you see that story from about how MJ beat him in like a shooting competition and took his Mercedes when he was a rookie? That's like a great story I'd never heard of until today.
I missed it.
Yeah, I heard that story.
40-year-old
MJ's ruthless,
MJ beating up Jamal Crawford, who's one of the premier bucket getters in NBA, NBA of the last 10, 20 years, and that's just a great story. Stole his brand new Mercedes from the rookie. I love that.
Hey, he knew what was happening when he put it up. He knew
He did.
what was
He
bound
knew
to
what the
happen.
possibilities
You
were.
don't bet against the GOAT. You don't bet against MJ, even if he. And that's the thing. When even when God get a little older, he still might have that shot. Bet him 1-on-1 or something. Don't do a shooting contest because you ain't. It's tough to lose the touch, man. Do 1-on-1 or something. You might have him on the legs or someone of quickness, but. I was just about to message y'all and say, you never know. Jamal Crawford might come back with a 50 piece. But yeah, if I was betting tonight, man, if it was just me, it's all hypothetical. I would say I know first would probably be the Nuggets, and then it would probably be the Pelicans. Man, that's just really a clear fade. We don't really know what we're gonna see. That's really a clear fade of the Wizards and the Nets. And I
Hey,
still
Jay.
think Nuggets and the Pelicans are pretty decent teams as well. What'd you say, Junior?
No, I just wanted to mention some. I'm actually, because I kind of just started joking around and I didn't even really answer your question. I'm actually really interested to see what all this weight loss does to Jokic's game. I mean, he doesn't really play defense. Is that going to make his defense better because he can move quicker, or is it going to make it worse because he's easier to post up? Is he going to be playing hard? I think that he's going to set the tone. I mean, that's kind of an obvious statement, but because he looks out of shape in the first half, if he comes out balling and looking serious, I think his teammates are going to get a lot of belief, and that might elevate the Nuggets. But if he's not up to the task, I'll be fading them boys heavy.
Exactly. So I mean, watch these scrimmages. Even if you don't bet on them, watch these scrimmages with a close eye, and you should be able to find some good info. Find where the lines makers are off, because the lines makers going. Some of these lines are going to be off. I'm telling you that right now. When we get to July 30th, man, in 8 days. So it's 8 days away. Make sure you guys be watching for stuff. They're all the little things. I'm watching every game twice, man. I'm just watching like little things like Joker. I'm a fan of Joker. Just had said I'm a fan of the Joker, man. So hopefully he can get it right. The Nuggets, hopefully they can play up to their potential because it actually makes me mad when you see good teams with good players, good coach, all that, man, and they don't play up to their potential. I actually hate to see that, man. I hate to see talent be wasted with anybody, anything other any NBA, anything, man. But that's a whole nother conversation, man. We appreciate all you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Visit SBRpicks.com or hit the link in the description if you want to see more content, man. If you know what I'm saying, want to see more of us, see the articles that we be putting out. Like I say, hit the thumbs up and hit and subscribe to our channel, man. Thank you guys for watching, Jim with J Money.